Alright, so round one of the renovation was done about 2 weeks ago, and this is kind of what you can expect after 2 weeks. Pretty crispy brown. It's kind of what we want. A little bit of Bermuda still in there, so let's take a closer look at it and see what we see. Alright, so here we are a little closer, and you know from one of the videos I've done earlier, the guy had filled in this low spot before we got a chance to, or excuse me, before he decided he was going to renovate. So as I expected, look at there, look at the Bermuda popping back through. So this is the second glyphosate application, and I want to show you why we do 3. This is the second one. Look at this. Look at how resilient that Bermuda is. See it popping back in? If you get down in here and rake away real, get down in the canopy, look at there. Look at that green. That's how tough Bermuda grass is. Folks that think this is an easy task, you're wrong. It's a very difficult thing to try to get rid of Bermuda grass and replace it with fescue. So that's why we round up it 3 times. So this is the second step, second application. I'll be back in about 15 days. Do the third one. This in here should be browned out by then, and I will have gotten with the client, and he's going to skin this completely down to the dirt, and so I can get those runners that tack on to the ground itself. Look at there, look at that green still left in there. Isn't that something? This was with I think the label says 8 quarts per acre, maybe 4 quarts per acre glyphosate. Bermuda's tough stuff. Alright, so here's another one, kind of what you can expect on the drive-by. It's good and crispy brown, a little bit of green left in there. So I'm going to spray this one too, and we'll kind of document this this yard too for the renovation. Kind of show you step by step how we do it. So again, why do we spray 2 or 3 times? Well, look at here. Look at your Bermuda. Still a little bit of green left, and that's kind of a little bit here and there. And let's see, I saw it over here. It's a bunch of little tiny broadleafs. See the little broadleafs trying to pop in. So, you know, we want to stay on top of that. One thing I'm gonna actually try or attempt, I gotta read the label, is in 15 days or so when we do the last Roundup app, I'm gonna add tenacity to it, and it's got some, I think it's got some good pre-emergent qualities to it, and it'll keep the weeds down until mid-September before we get out here and actually do the seeding work. Now, I gotta check the label on that. Now, every now and then you get with a very stubborn, hard-headed client that thinks that we're able to grow tall fescue up the side of a tree, and obviously there are places that fescue aren't going to grow. And been doing this long enough, I can just look at this area. I can tell you it's going to be a struggle. This area down through here, the camera's not doing it justice, but this is very heavily shaded, tree roots all on top of the ground. See these roots here? Hard to get fescue to grow in these areas. One reason that, you know, in your yard it's a competition, and the tree roots are competing against the turf roots for nutrients, water, oxygen, all kind of things. And the grass is going to lose 95% of the time. Yeah, there are cases where folks have grass growing up under trees. They're an exception to the rule. They're doing well. You know, they may be irrigated, I don't know. But for the most part, it's hard to get grass to grow up under a tree. Tall fescue, Bermuda, things like that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna attach here. You can follow the end of my finger. And we're gonna kind of go out with a little circle and bring it back in, something like that. And kind of, you know, give it a good shape here. And then everything on that side will be mulch, pine needles, whatever she decides. And then we'll come right off this rock wall and tie it into over there. So you can kind of see where the sun is. That's where about the line of grass will be, and it will be no grass up in there. So, you know, fortunately this lady is you know, kosher with that. She's, you know, yeah. And the end result, we're looking for an aesthetically pleasing property. The objective is not to have grass everywhere. The objective is that when you ride by, somebody says, dang, look at that yard, man, it looks so good. And they're not talking about the grass, they're talking about the entire property. So why go through the trouble and try to fight grass in an area it's not gonna grow? We could come through here next spring in the prime time, and this is going to be lush and dense and thick and striped up and looking real vibrant. And then you happen to look over here and there's bald spots everywhere. Well, would you rather look at the bald spots, or would you rather look at a nice mulch and maybe come in here in her hosta? See, she's got hosta already. There's some more hosta. Incorporate some hosta through here. Hydrangeas would do good over here. Camellias, any of those shade, azalea, any of those shade loving things that bloom could go over here and kind of fill in these areas. So the objective is not always to have a yard full of grass. The end objective is to have a nice looking property, and the grass just highlights that. So thank goodness this lady went along with me and wants to do this natural over here. So this is going to end up being a really cool little job. So we'll be back in 15 days or so, do the last Roundup app, and mid-September we're going to seed it, and I'm going to check on that tenacity. I got a buddy I can call, get his take on it too. I'm not real familiar with tenacity, hadn't used it a lot. If I haven't used it, I'm not going to use it without doing the homework on it. So check you later, and next time you see us on this yard, we'll be out here with the equipment, and we'll probably aerovate, and then more likely we'll slit seed this whole yard. It's not that big. It may be 3,000 or 4,000 square feet, so this is going to turn out to be a pretty good little deal for this lady. Check you later.